Everyone dreams of living an uncommon life, and the best asset you have to achieve your dreams is you. Welcome to the Uncommon Wealth Podcast. We're going to introduce you to people who are living uncommonly. We're also going to give you some tools and strategies for building wealth and for pursuing an uncommon path that is uniquely right for you.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for listening to the Uncommon Wealth Podcast. I'm your host, Phillip Ramsey. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being uncommon. Thanks for trying to get a different perspective on your life and your finances. Today, I thought I would talk about something that I feel like I've not been struggling with, but I've been thinking about for quite some time and just wanted to shoot a podcast to maybe inspire or encourage some other people about this whole thing. But here's the long and short of it. I feel like the older I get, or as years pass, I feel like I should be in a different spot than I am currently. Or we can just call it jealousy or pride, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like out of all the gifts that God's given to me, I feel like I should be in a different state or different perspective or different, what is the word? Maybe financial spot than I am currently. And so I often judge people, or not judge people, but I look at them and I'm like, they have something that I don't have, or kind of getting this trap. I don't know if it's social media or all these things that you kind of just start judging or putting yourself up to somebody else's life, but you just are jealous and you just start seeing people in this like, man, they have something that I don't have. And so I started thinking about this, and I was thinking about Elon Musk. Now, I don't know anything about him, and he's probably an amazing individual. I just don't know this, but all we get is from the things that we get from some media or news, and he has a lot of money. Let's just say that. So if I had 1% of the money that Elon Musk had, I would be gazillionaire. I don't know, maybe not, but I'd be a lot different place than I am now. And I started thinking about this and started comparing myself and started like kind of getting in this rut, right? We all get in ruts. Let's just be frank. And I was like, I'm 43 years old, coming up on my 44th birthday. Come on. Like, this is where I'm at. Like, I get to run a business. I love my life, right? I want to just make clear. I just love my life. That being said, financially, I think I could be in a different spot. And then I started thinking about, okay, am I being a good steward of my money? And am I doing the right things? Okay. But then I feel like God was like, Phillip, like, take a step back and like really start thinking about your life in a different perspective. And this is what my thought was, or maybe God brought this thought to me, but I don't know what Elon Musk is like, his faith is. So let's just stop right there. I don't know. He probably has an amazing faith, probably a better faith than I have. I don't know. But I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about the timeline that we all are on. And my dad says this the best. We're all on this like assembly line, and soon, like, we're all on this like getting closer to death, which is true. Today is the closer, that you've ever come to graduating. Okay, but so as I started kind of thinking through this, I think of Elon Musk and all this wealth that he's amassed here on Earth. And then I think about, okay, but what is his eternity? And if you could have like a long rope, like Francis Chan had this amazing video, and he's a pastor, very well-known pastor, but he had this long rope on stage as he was giving this message. And he was saying like, hey, let's pretend this first 3 feet of rope is your life. And then we are all consuming and all thinking through this like last, I don't know, let's say foot of your life, which is retirement. Like, we just spend all this money or all this time, all this resources, all our mental strength on trying to make sure that we retire well. And he's like, but what I don't feel like we do a good job is talking about the eternity of this rope going on forever. This is such a small component of your overall life. And so the people who have faith and put their faith in Jesus are those people that get to have eternity and have this wealth that is far more than we could ever know, because we get adopted into the kingdom. And so what is your timeline that you're on? And I was thinking about Elon Musk specifically, and I was like, it makes sense to me that he would try to amass all this wealth here on earth, because I don't know what his eternity is. But I might be doing it a lot different pace, but I get the eternity in order to be able to invest and serve the Lord and worship him. And so I feel like I'm far more wealthy than even Elon Musk in this perspective, because maybe I'm going slower. Maybe I'm not amassing wealth like he is, as quick as he is, but my timeline's way different. And I feel like my priorities of making sure my marriage is strong, making sure I'm trying to be the best father as I can, and pouring into other people. Yeah, I could be maybe a different place financially, but at what cost is it going to take? And so if you're in this rut, or you're starting to compare yourself to other people, or you're starting to get jealous, like maybe start thinking about other things that are different things that you can't really put a price tag on in finances. Is it something that you can maybe encourage other people, or can you take your wife out, like go on a vacation, and maybe you won't retire exactly when you want to retire, but you are living in this moment where you feel grateful, you feel lucky, you feel whatever you want to use, blessed. But you might be on a different timeline than other people are that you're comparing yourself to. And let's be honest, the things that you're seeing in social media might not be the whole picture. You see this family that's smiling, but their marriage is in shambles, or they have all this money, they have all of these trinkets, all these toys, and yet the husband has to be working constantly. His health is deteriorating, and like all these different things, where I feel like if you just stop comparing, you can start seeing all the different things. You start seeing your life in color and seeing all the things that God's blessed you with, and all the ways that, he has provided for you, and you have eternity to be able to be with him. So anyway, no matter where you're at, no matter what age you are, what is your faith? And where does that put you in the timeline of things? So there's my thought of the day. I don't know if this encourages you, or you're like, why does he keep rambling about this stuff? But no matter what, I'm always here. Reach out to me. Would love to talk more about this and encourage you, and just kind of wherever you're at on your financial perspective or plan, would love to be able to kind of walk through that with you. Anyway, you've been listening to the Uncommon Wealth Podcast. I've been your host, Phillip Ramsey. Until next time, go be uncommon. Thanks for listening.
That's all for this episode, brought to you by Uncommon Wealth Partners. Be sure to visit uncommonwealth.com to learn more about our services. Don't miss an episode as we introduce you to inspiring people who are actively pursuing an uncommon life.